Hello everyone and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you 4 selections for tomorrow's racing. Before I get into that, just want to reflect on how our tips have performed today. At the current time of recording, we've had a mixed bag so far. We have one more selection to run tonight at Wolverhampton, so fingers crossed we can get a winner there. But away from that, yeah, like I say, it's been a bit of a mixed bag. My long shot of the day gave us a bit of each way profit. That was Army of India. It was a good run by him, but in the end, he just couldn't get past the favourite who won the race in the end. He always kind of held him at bay. I think it was about half a length, the winning margin. But yeah, it was a good run by him, and he was able to get the each way return there. Ran about 10-1, I think he went off. So yeah, good each way one there. The other tip that ran for us was the Nat Baliandi. Not sure he would have won, but I think if he was given a better ride by Sam Twiston Davis, he might have finished a little bit closer. If you go back and watch the race, when they were turning into the home straight, he was in the inside and he just couldn't get any room to get out. And I just think that was a bit lazy jockeyship by him. I think if maybe he'd been on the outside, got a bit more of a run into him early on, he might have plugged on and he might have challenged for the win. Probably wouldn't have been good enough, but I think he would have finished a bit closer. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Baliandi. But yeah, good day in store tomorrow. I'm actually going to be there at Cheltenham tomorrow with my In the Saddle podcast gang. So if you're there, yeah, hopefully we can have a few winners and have a few drinks. But yeah, let's get into it then. The first tip I'm going to give you is going to be running in the Paddy Power Gold Cup. It's the feature race tomorrow, the 220 at Cheltenham. My long shot's going to be here. And I just like the profile here of Happygolucky for David Bass and Kim Bailey, currently available at 14-1 with Betway, who are offering 5 places on this race. I'm going to recommend 0.5 each way selection. Now, Happygolucky a couple of years ago was a handicapper, really going places. He missed the whole of last season, which is maybe the slight negative and the reason why he's 14-1. But if you go on a lot of his form, he's definitely got a massive chance, I think, off a mark of 151. He goes very well fresh. This could be the time to catch him. If you look at his record fresh, I think he's won every time he's ever made a seasonal reappearance. So that's definitely encouraging. The ground should be up his street as well. He'll probably be running prominently like Kim Bailey's often are. You don't want to be, I think, coming from too far back at Cheltenham in these big handicap fields. If you're coming from off the pace, you're obviously having to deal with foolers, horses maybe making mistakes in front of you. You can get hampered. You often see horses like Cool Cody, who could, you never know, have a chance tomorrow, often go to the front, and they often stay there because they're staying out of trouble and they can just set the pace of the race, dictate it, and yeah, just go their own rhythm. So if Happygolucky is deployed with prominent tactics, well, I think he's got a good chance. We know he stays further as well. The yard are going okay, operating at 33% strike rate before today. Just think at 14-1, he's slightly overpriced there. And if he retains any of his old ability, I think he's a real player and he's got course form to boot. So he's going to be my long shot of the day in the 220. My nap then is in the next race at Cheltenham, the 255, a horse called Sidi Ismael for Tom Scudamore, David Pipe, currently available at 13-2 with William Hill. I'm going to recommend a 1 point each way selection here. Now this horse, Sidi Ismael, I just think this could be the time to catch him, and he could be landing a bit of a touch here for the Pipe Yard, who are often known for landing gambles over hurdles. This horse last year actually won over hurdles on his stable debut at Lingfield, and then he went over fences and racked up a couple of wins, including the Lincolnshire National at Market Racing. So we know he clearly stays. He's a horse that appreciates a bit of a stamina test, and we know he's definitely probably going to be running on up that hill really strongly. I think a mark of 127 is fair. I think the ground will be okay. He's got a nice low racing weight. The yard are going okay as well. I think Sidi Ismael here is a big player, and that's why he's going to be my nap in the 255. We then go to the 310 at Lingfield for my next best of the day, with a horse called Harrovian for James Dill and John and Thady Gosden, currently available at 11-2 here. 4 places on offer, SkyBet, 0.5 each way. This horse, Harrovian, actually finished second in this race last year behind Pile Driver, in arguably what was actually a better renewal of it last year. Like I say, he wasn't beaten very far. And I think if he runs up to that kind of form, he should go well. John Gosden as well likes to have a couple up his sleeve for the all-weather, and this could be one of them. He's still very lightly raced on the all-weather as well, Harrovian, and he can go well fresh. So I think there's a lot of fixes in the boxes tomorrow. Still 5 as well. Shouldn't be a bad draw for him. Shouldn't get into too many traffic problems if he's given a prominent ride. And for me, James Doyle is a very positive jockey booking, so he is going to be my next rest of the day there. The 330 is my last selection at Cheltenham with an extra selection with a horse called Elle Perfecta, the Irish Raider here for Kieran Murphy and Liam McKenna claiming 5. Was very impressive last time out at Listowel. She has been raised quite a bit in the weights, and she finds herself with mark of 127 here, which I think is fairly interesting. But I think coming to Cheltenham is definitely another thing to note, because if you actually look at how much it costs to send over a horse to the UK from Ireland, obviously the bigger trainers can afford it, no problem at all. But these smaller trainers, obviously, I think mean business by sending some of their horses over here because of the prize money and whatnot. But I think this horse could be a horse that maybe ends up in the mare's hurdle, the mare's novice, could be looking to land a touch at the festival, and they just clearly want to see if she can go. But I think if she is going to be a player at the festival, she's going to be winning this. And I think off a mark of 127, I still think that's fair. Ground shouldn't be an issue as well. It's continuing to dry out. So for me, I think Elle Perfecta, mare's taking on the boys. I think that's a statement in itself, and could be a bit of a true bit of place in here by Kieran Murphy. So they're the selections then for tomorrow's racing. If you enjoyed these videos as well, please remember to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe here to the YouTube channel at LuckyLoads15. Let me know in the comments box below what you're going to be back in tomorrow. Please remember to gamble responsibly. You can follow me on socials as well, Twitter and Instagram at LuckyLoader15. And we'll be seeing you again soon.